I know what you're thinking. What am I looking at right now? While this may look like a Best Buy on Black Friday, it is actually a giant group of sea hares. Right now they are engaged in what is scientifically known as a mating aggregation, a fascinating reproductive event that involves a whole lot of interesting processes, and a whole lot more sea hares. For the sake of this video, we will be focusing on the Aplysia californica, or more commonly known as the California sea hare. Despite the name, the sea hare is not a kind of marine rabbit. No, these cool critters are actually sea slugs, big sea slugs that is. But what makes them so interesting, and what sets them apart as truly fascinating marine organisms? Sea hares can grow to be over a foot long and reside in the shallow coastal waters of California. They vary in coloration, but all have those characteristic tentacles that make them look like a rabbit's mermaid cousin. These tentacles can also be found under their mouths and aid the sea hares in locomotion and scent. Similar to their human Californian neighbors, sea hares enjoy a mostly vegetarian diet, choosing to snack on an array of marine vegetation, such as algae and eelgrass. Their choice of food actually affects their coloration, bringing a whole new meaning to the phrase "you are what you eat." But the real kicker of these amazing gastropods is how the California sea hares mate. You see, sea hares, like the rest of their subclass Opisthobrynx, are simultaneous hermaphrodites. The organs are separated on the sea hare. The male reproductive organs are located on the right side of their mouths, while the female organs are right in the middle of their back. Don't worry, sea hares have developed mechanical adaptations to prevent self-fertilization, which creates loads of genetic trouble for sea hare populations. To mate, they line up beside each other facing opposite directions. Either individual can act as the female or male. Sometimes they act as both at the same time. That is, both sea hares can receive sperm from each other to fertilize their own eggs as they give sperm to the other. That brings us back to this chaotic scene. In reality, these sea hares are all sending and receiving sperm, just as they would in a standard copulation, just on a far larger scale. These so-called mating aggregations, or mating chains as they are sometimes referred to as, can involve only a few sea hares, like in this picture, or 100 like the video showed. The way these chains work is fairly straightforward. The sea hare at the front of the chain acts as the female, receiving sperm from the one behind her. This middle sea hare is giving the female in front of it sperm while receiving sperm from the sea hare at the end of the chain, which is acting solely as a male in this situation. These crazy reproductive events occur in vegetated areas, usually eelgrass, and result in fertilized eggs being released into the water column. Because of the small larval nature of the sea hare's young, it is important that a lot are released to carry on their parents' slimy legacy. So you see, the California sea hare is more beyond a slippery pile of mucus and flesh. They have complex and intriguing mating behaviors that are not seen in many other parts of the animal kingdom. The next time you visit the sunny coast of California, be sure to keep your eyes peeled for these fantastic marine gastropods.